Welcome to my channel once again, and I'm so glad to have you here. So in this tutorial, I'll be showing us how I designed this beautiful four-fold brochure for this hotel extreme collection. You can see I put that in a mock-up, and you can see how beautiful it is. So I'm going to take you quickly to my canvas, and then we can start redesigning this thing from scratch. Let's go. Now this is a raw work when it's just designed. You see how it is now. All right, so let's see how I designed this from start to finish. So I'm going to put this aside. First, I like to I'll copy this and set it aside, and then we can start redesigning. And I'll take out all of the guidelines because I want to show us how I was able to place these guidelines. Right. And this will be taken to the press for printing. Don't forget that. That's key, because in my design I have to consider the fact that it will be printed such that at the end of the printing everything will still be as I intend it to be. Now let's first see the original size of the job. Now you can see that this the size. Let's see the size. This is the size. Each of this frame, look at this frame, will be the same size as this, right? As this one as well. Okay, so let's see the size. I'm going to click this, and you can see the size of this frame is this 4.134. Let me switch that to inches, to centimeters, sorry. So we can see this is 10.5 cm by 23.493 centimeters. So I'm going to go I'll create an object, just create an object that has the same size. And as the size is 10.5 by 23.4, this is the size again, 23.493, 23 this will be 23.493, and enter. And this is supposed to be 10.5. Beautiful. So this size is same size as this now. If I were to confirm that, so I have to take it there so we can see that. You can see it's the same size. If I place it head to head, you see it will just exactly cover it. Beautiful. Now we have this size. This is the size that I'll be using. I'm going to make it this ash, and I'll take out the outline. I'll place that here. Now, because it's a four-fold brochure, it means I have to duplicate this thing 3 times. So I'm going to come here, and with this selected, I'll take my cursor to the edge, and it will give this 2-edge arrow. I'll grab that, holding down my control. I'll flip that over, and I'll right-click it to duplicate that, to mirror that, give me another one. I'll control arrow to repeat the process, control arrow again, and I have exactly 4 frames. I can now start changing the colors, different shades of ash. Can make this other shade. And next I'll group all of this and P on my keyboard to centralize that. You can see that is centralized now. You can compare this to this now. See how it's looking like. And I have the 4 frames now. Next, I want to set guidelines, because this will be taken to the press for printing. Now, I like my guideline to be 1 cm by 1 cm. So I'm going to create another box, and I can give that any color. I'll take out the outline, and I'm going to make this 1 by 1. I'll just go here, 1 by 1, and enter. I'll bring the box to my bigger frame, and I'll select this box, hold on my shift and select this one. And I'll press T on my keyboard to align down to the top, L on my keyboard to align down to the left-hand side, and I'll zoom in here. And I'll drag a guideline and just drop that here. Drag another guideline from the top and drop that here. Repeat the same thing with the box selected, holding on my shift to select this again. And B on my keyboard to align to the bottom, and R on my keyboard to align to the right. Okay, now zoom in. I'll drag another guideline, place that here. Drag another guideline, and I'll place that here. Now I can delete this. Okay, so I can ungroup this, and I'll just color that, make that this color, and there's yellow that was used in the job, and there's the yellow. Meanwhile, this will be this yellow, just to have, sorry, this will be this, and this is this, just to have a different shade of yellow. So this and this are this. Beautiful. So I have these different shades. Okay, so now I want to start by creating this part of the design. This is a part I want to create now. First, you notice the design, you just have a centrally placed box, and then you have a picture inside, and I have this images, the name of the company, and then the logo. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to select this and use the same color that is used here. I think that's the color. This, okay, I'm going to stay with this, and with this box selected, I will take my cursor to the edge. It will change to this double edge arrow. I'll grab that and hold down my shift to reduce it from both sides. And at about this point, I will let go. But this time I'll right click, so I'll duplicate that. So I have this. Let me change the color so we can see it. I want to make it a brand color. You can see I have this and I have this still remaining the same. Next, I want, you see how this is, you can see that there's a different color here, there's a different color here. So I'm going to recreate that. I'll click on this, the same thing. This time I won't hold shift, so I'll just drag down. And when I get to this point, I'll right click. So undo that. Let's do that again. I'll drag down. This point, I'll right click. I'll leave that. Now I can fill that with a different color. Let me fill that with this. So you can see what I have done now. So I can make this color. Let's make this color this purple, and we have this to be the brown color. So you can see how it is now. Next, I need to duplicate this over. I have to duplicate this box over. So like we did before, I'll take my cursor to the edge, grab that, hold down my control, and I'll flip that. Right click to duplicate it, Control R to repeat the same process. And because the middle part does not have any box, I'm going to delete this one. So I just have for this and this. I can make this gray, right? And I like different shades. And why I can make this gray. Beautiful. So you can see how it's looking like now. Next, I need the pictures. I just go get the picture and place that. I can go to where I kept the picture, right click and import to get where I kept the picture on my system, and it's in downloads. I just scroll down to get the pictures. These are the pictures I use for the design. Let me get a picture. I just saw, so that's the picture I use. I'll grab a picture, import, and that's a picture. And I got this picture from Unsplash. Unsplash is a website where you can go and get stock pictures for your design for free. Now with the picture selected, I'll go to Object and Power Clip, Place Inside Frame, and I'll place that here. I'll select this and go Edit, click the picture, and I'll grab them. I'll start adjusting. I'll grab picture, adjust it. When I get to this point, I'll move that up a little and adjust a little more. And this is a part I want to show in the hotel. Now I can go finish. And here we go, we have that image. Next, I'm going to grab all of this and just place it there. And this is, I'll Control Home to bring that to the top layer. And you can see that is just, I just typed this image. I just typed this. You can go type that for real. Just click and you grab your text tool. Go grab your text tool and click and start typing extreme pleasure. And the font I use is the brand font, which is Century Gothic. Just type Century. And this is the font that I use. This font, Century Gothic, and I made that bold. And I can change that to the color, and that's ready. So I'm not going to type, so you can. I'm just showing you how I did that. Go and type, and the logo has already been done. That's the logo. So just type that and arrange that. That's quite easy to do. So I'm not going to repeat that. So I have that. Next, I'm going to go type all of this, but I will type it. I'll just copy that and place it. Just grab your text tool and start typing. I'm going to use Control Home to bring that to the top layer. The same with this. Maybe I'll just type this. this www.extremepleasure.com. So I'll go there and just type that www.extremepleasure.com dot extremepleasure.com, and I'll change that to the brand font. That's the font I use. The brand, I would make the text size smaller, and I'll make it white. I'm going to make that 8. Now note, when you're designing for print, your text should not be smaller than 8. Now notice, I'm not going to put this text here because this margin I'm leaving here is such that when they finish the printing, they'll be able to trim this thing at this point. So I'm given from this space to this point for cutting. So I'm not going to let my text cross that point. So you see, we are done with this. So the font I use here is Fuzzy Bubble. So first we can download the font. It's a free font. Fuzzy Bubble is the font I use there. Experience the pleasure at your leisure. So this part is ready. You can see that. Now for this part, let's head over to this part and start designing this part. Now this has to be a different color from this part. So what I'll do is to do the same thing. I'll just repeat that. I'll grab there and just click down. And when I get to this point, I'll right click and I can make this a different shade of ash. You can see, and I can just grab this, hold on my control and flip that over, right click to have that. Better still, I don't want the yellow. I can just click this and this. I click this, hold on my shift and click this, and I'll select both of them, grab that and pull that up. At this point, I'll right click. So the yellow will not be showing at the middle here. I don't want that, showing. No, undo that. Undo that, okay? I'm going to flip that again, just flip that, select this and this, pull that up, and I'll just leave it there. Beautiful. So I don't want the yellow showing at the middle. You can see it's clear now. It was showing before. I can make this a different shade of ash so you can actually see the difference. All right, so next I want to go bring in these pictures that I had here, and I'll move them inside. So let's go right click and I'll go to import, downloads where the pictures are, and I'll just look for the pictures. I think I use this picture, and I'm going to hold out my control and I'll select this picture as well. And here we go. Just drop the both pictures. I got all the pictures from on splash.com. Reduce this, move that here, zoom in a little more, reduce this. And I'm going to put this by the side, reduce this even more, and I'm just going to power clip this inside. This now I'll show you a faster way to power clip pictures. With the picture selected, I'll right click and drag to where I want to drop it. And when I leave it there to give it these options, this time I'll say power clip inside, and boom, it goes inside. Now, a faster way of editing picture in power clip is, instead of clicking on this and going to say edit, what I can do is I'll select the frame where the picture is. I'll hold on my alt and select on the picture. This time to select the power clip. Let's do that again. Hold on my alt and select the picture. See, the picture is selected inside the power clip. Now I can now start adjusting the picture. I'm not adjusting the power clip, I'm adjusting just the picture. Once I get to how I want it, I'll just place it. This is a faster way to work. And when I'm okay, I'll click away, and that will be it. The same thing, I'll move this inside there. I'll right click and bring it inside the frame, and here I'll say power clip inside, and I'll select the picture, hold on my alt and select the picture. I'll do some adjustments and I'll get it inside. Once it's inside and I'm okay with it here like this, I'll just click away and boom, I have the picture. So I won't type the text that we have here, but I would like to type this extreme pleasure. I will grab my text tool, and I'll just type extreme. Let's check that out. Was that all right? Okay. Let me delete this. I'll grab my text tool again. I'll just type extreme pleasure, and I'll switch the font to fuzzy bubbles, which is what I'm using. Fuzzy bubbles. That's a font, fuzzy bubbles, and I'll make it bold, and I'll reduce the size to like 12. No, it can't be bold, it's too bold. Okay, so place somewhere around here. And next I'll just grab this text and bring that here. All right, click. Now I'll use Control Home to bring it up. Now for paragraph text, it's a little tricky. What you need to do is when you grab your text tool, instead of clicking and typing, what I want you to do is to click and drag to create a text box. Then you can start typing in your text box. Extreme pleasure, hotels and suites. When you get to the end, what happens? It will adjust by itself. So at the end of the day, you can now adjust the text here. You can align right, you can justify. So that's what I did here. But I'm not going to type this. The video will be very long. I don't want the video to be too long. I want to get at the shortest possible time. And I use WTW Send. That's what I use as a font here. So I'm not going to type this. I'm going to move this up a little. The same with this. I'm not going to type this. I'm just going to grab the text and move that here. And I'll place that. I'll use Control Home to bring that up. And I'll just place that somewhere here. Beautiful. So we're somewhat done. Now next I need to get this because it's playtime and font time. So very quickly I'll just go grab my text tool, and better way, instead of grab my text tool again, I can just grab this that I type, extreme pleasure, grab that, drag that, and I'll right click to duplicate it here, and I'll just say playtime, and I'll delete this part. I just need playtime, and I can now put that at the middle here. With that selected, I'll select this yellow part, hold on my shift and select it, and C on my keyboard to centralize it. I think it's too small. I'm going to crank up the size a little, 14, and I'll use the brand color, which is this blue. All right, and I'll duplicate that. Before I did that, I need this. Now, as a designer, I mustn't design everything, right? Because some things are already done for me. There's no need reinventing the wheel. So I can go and download some things and use to hasten up my productivity. So I already downloaded this vector from a set of design I got from freepik.com. I can just go and look for it. So where I kept it, documents, CorelDRAW files, and you see I kept them as vectors, my art, and I'll look for it somewhere here. If I can't get it, I'll get something close. Look at this, one of it's kind of the vectors I'm talking about. I always like to, okay, I'm going to use this one there for this one. I'll just get it. And I have all these vectors. And I'll look for one and use. I'm going to use this. I think I like this. These are all vectors. I'm going to select this and do that. I'm going to select this. I'm going to be using this for this tutorial. I'll select this. I don't need it anymore. I can delete all of this. I don't need it. So to make my work fast, I have some set of vectors. I don't need to always design these things. Imagine I was designing this thing. I'm going to change the color to blue. So I'll take time and be designing this thing that I can just get from somewhere and use. So I'll use that. Just adjust that a little to the size I'm working with. I'll place that here. I'll group it so it won't scatter. I'll reduce that a little more, and I'll just place that here. You see how fast I've made the design to look? Now I would have gone to redesign this vector that's here, but because of I can get it somewhere, I'll get it and use. So my argument is there's no point reinventing the wheel. I'll copy that and place here, and I'm going to type for this to be font time. So I'm just going to type here font time, F-U-N, font time. Synchronize that with this. Beautiful. And we're almost done. What I'm left with is this. I'm gonna go, okay, I won't retype this. I'm just gonna copy all of this. I won't retype when this is typing. I won't retype. I'm just gonna copy this or select this and select all of the address. I'll bring that here. I'll duplicate that, right click to duplicate it, and I'll move that here. But I also need those, okay, I'm going to control home to bring that up. I also need the icons that are there. So I'm going to go get those icons. First, I have downloaded, I don't do this anymore. I downloaded those icons and I saved them somewhere. I'm going to go import. And as a designer, you need to have icons already saved in your system. So I need the phone icon, I need location, and I need email. These are three icons, and then I'm going to import them. Import, look at the two icons. Look at how they are. This is how I got them from the internet. I'm going to move them here. Move all of this here. And what I will do next is to go and I'll select this. As it is now, I can't change the color because it's a bitmap. So you're seeing a string trace bitmap, all of them the same thing. I can't change the color. So what I'll do is to select the picture, right over to bitmap, and I'll go quick trace line art. And it will trace that quickly for me, and I have it. I don't need this anymore. I'll delete this. With this, I can change the color. See that? I can change the color. Beautiful. Select this two, go to bitmap, quick trace line arts. I'll trace that, and to trace that for me, I'll delete it. Now I have this. I don't need this anymore. I'll just place that here. The same with this, the same thing. Bitmap. I'll go to line arts and I'll trace that. To trace that for me. Okay. I don't need this anymore. This is what I'll be using. Now I'll move this out so we can see how it looks like. You can see I don't need the white. First, I want to group it, and I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need all of those whites. I can take them out. I don't need this. For this, I won't group this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I can now group that. Better still, I will try to weld it so it's like one object. The same thing with this. It's already on object. All right, okay. Now I can change the colors, I can group them, I can change the colors. You can see I can change the color of this as well. So look at how the icons are. It's a cycle. So what I'll do is to create a cycle, grab my ellipse tool, hold on my control, and I'll create this perfect cycle. Now I can move each of these inside. Select the cycle and I'll make the cycle black outline. Get the black outline. And I'll reduce that for it to be small, small. Let's see. It's still big. I'm going to make it smaller, even smaller, smaller, like the size. Now I can reduce this and put it inside. We'll make it black. I'll use this and place that inside here. Place that inside here. Select the both of them, CE, to centralize that. And I'll copy this cycle 2 times over. Copy this, place that, Control R. And I'm going to drag this, reduce that, and place that inside as well. Reduce that, and I'm going to make it black. I want to centralize inside CE. The same with this. I'll reduce that as well, and I'll bring that here. I'll make it black. I'll reduce that, and I'll place that here. All right. CE, beautiful. So now I have my icons ready. They're the same size. Can use that even more. And I'm going to move the location one here, and it's looking big. So I need to reduce everything. I want them the same size, even more. I'm going to move the location icon here. This is small enough. That's what I want. Place the location icon where we have location. And I'll group that, Ctrl G on my keyboard. I'll select the phone. I will have phone, Ctrl G to group that as well. Ctrl G to group this. I'll put this, I'll have the email. And here we go, we have that. Now I'll do that. I'll select, sorry, I'll select the three of them and then L to align left. To align left. I can select this and this, E on my keyboard to centralize it. I'm okay with this one, and that's ready. So the final thing I need to create is the direction. For this is the easiest one I can do. Grab my rectangle tool and just click and drag where I'm going to put my direction. I'm going to place it here. I'm going to increase the outline of that a little. I'm going to make that 1.5. With that, I'll centralize that by pressing C on my keyboard, and I'll bring that down a little. Just using my direction key now to bring that down, and I'll grab this text, pull that up, right click, and I'm going to type direction. Direction, and to be there. Now to recreate this, I'll use my line tool, grab my line tool, and I'll just click and drag, create a straight line. I'll duplicate this. First, I'm going to crank it up a little, just make that 1. Use that a little, and I'll just duplicate it to be on a straight line, holding down my shift, have it like this. All right, so I'll group them, I'll duplicate it again, right click, and I'll turn the angle 90 degrees, and I can just pull that here, drop it here. Beautiful. I can move that here as well. Just right click and drag, and I have it here. I'll duplicate this and bring this down. This, and I'll pull that down a little. And at this point, what I can do is move this down a little. All right, we're almost there. So I'm showing how I did that because I'm not going to finish this. I'll group these and just pull this up a little and duplicate this again. Just pull all of this here and drop them here. I can increase this, and I need this line. I'll bring it down here. Select this and pull this down now. Beautiful. So you can go ahead and create these lines, these lines by doing what I'm doing. But for the sake of time, I don't want the video to be too long. I want to create that. I'm just going to go copy this. It's even group. I'm just going to copy all of this. I need that and replicate that here. Right click to duplicate that here, and I can delete this. I don't need this anymore. Group all of this, and I'll move it inside here. I'll use Control Home to bring that up, and our design is ready. With that selected, I'll hold on my shift and select this and C on my keyboard to centralize that. You can see our design is ready. It's beautiful. So, but you can go ahead and recreate this by the way I did this. I'm just showing. I don't want the video to be too long, so I'm not recreating everything. All right, so we can see that in the shortest possible time, our design is ready. And this design, this thing is two-faced. There's a back. You can see the back of the, this is the back of the design. And in my next video, I'm going to be showing how I did this, and it's pretty easy, almost same thing. And if you like what you've seen, please smash the subscribe button, like, share. If you have a question, please use the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video.